Hello, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Placeholder. For those of you just showing up, we'll find a name later. And to all of you coming back, we'll find a name later. Today, I finally got around to actually make one of these episode videos for the channel. If you're thinking to yourself as to what that means, don't worry. I did technically go over this idea on the channel already, but because that was the second video on this very fresh channel, I figured I'd go over it again for all of you showing up late to the party. Then I'll do that same thing down the line and hopefully never explain it again. If I'm still using this format, that is. The channel's plot, for lack of a better term, is the search for identity. This YouTube channel aims to be just that, a YouTube channel. The obvious problem with that is YouTube's platform has changed and shifted over the years, with the algorithm and content changing from one polar side to the other on several different occasions. And another shift that's likely to come here soon, with another generation starting their careers on this platform, including me. So what do I have to offer to this platform? That sentence basically sums up the idea of this channel. Trying to find what gives this channel its identity. Until we figure that out, we're left with a placeholder. Are you getting the idea yet? There is a name for channels like this already. It's called a variety channel, just one with a general direction. With that idea in mind, the original format was this. Make a video in a specific YouTube genre's format, then make a second video going over the process and history of said genre, channel, I don't know. As the track record shows, I didn't do that. What I did instead was release 4 videos with this one to cap them off, which may work better if I'm being honest. These videos are weird because they're not looking at an outward source of content, and it may not make too much sense for a channel this small, but this is what we're doing, so if you got a problem with it, I don't know, tell me in the comments, huh? Okay, with that long-winded explanation out of the way, we can dive into the topic of the day. Specials! YouTube specials are meant to be a break in someone's normal content to focus on a central point in some form of celebration. Holiday specials, sub-specials, face reveals, maybe even travel specials, or specials that have a very specific topic or theme. Still staying on brand with the channel, but focusing on a topic that's unusual to that channel's typical topics or content. We of course have the classic so many subscriber specials, a YouTube classic, a concept that's been around since channels first had the ability to be subscribed to, but far more popularized when YouTube started to send its creators the fabled play buttons, an award that was started in 2012 to try and encourage creators to better their content, sending about 78 different creators the first generation of said play button.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Originally with 2 possible tiers you could earn, that being the silver play button at 100,000 and the golden at 1 million. Then later on adding the diamond at 10 million and custom ruby button at 50 million. And lastly, the red diamond button at 100 million. The latter 2 being added because of the Goldie Roger of YouTube, PewDiePie. And I know that technically that the 100 million subscriber play button technically went to T-Series first, but fuck you, huh? That's a conversation for another day. Regardless, many channels will make these milestone videos as a way to show their appreciation to their fan base, and to look back at what they've done to get there, and maybe give them a chance to talk about the channel's possible future. So for some, it's also an update video. Now, in the same vein as YouTube subscriber specials are YouTube face reveals. But we're going to worry about that another day for plot-related reasons. Moving on. Holiday and travel specials are kind of the same thing, to be honest. Quick side note, when I say travel specials, I'm talking about videos or episodes where they either physically travel to or center the theme around a location outside the norm. Like how TV shows will have episodes where they go specifically to Australia for whatever reason. Rightio, holiday and travel specials shift away from a creator's normal topics or content to focus more heavily on a place or holiday and lean heavily into that place or holiday's themes. Take an average History Channel, for example. Maybe they're making a Christmas special and they're wearing maybe a Santa costume while talking about the Christmas truce in World War I. Or you'll see a video about South America and focus on the Amazon jungle. What's left of it. Horrifying encroaching doom aside, these types of specials are certainly similar, yes. But you'll see that you're more likely to see a holiday video than travel. Travel specials are actually a bigger thing in TV shows. I might be going out on a limb here saying this, but YouTube just doesn't seem like the place for travel specials like this, especially if you're not actually going to go and travel to the place you're talking about yourself, which is still something people will do, but they tend to be less a channel special and more of a vacation vlog. There's an important difference there. Again, these both have been around since the inception of YouTube. The first ever video on the site was a trip to the zoo. And obviously the holiday specials are far more seasonal. As far as I'm aware, you won't see a Halloween video in March. Although speaking of March, St. Patrick's Day actually might be the perfect fusion of both these two video specials. I gotta keep that in mind, huh? And obviously there are all kinds of special videos out there. I only boiled down on these specific forms of specials because, well, go watch the videos, I guess. But with these definitions and outlines out of the way, how well were these ideas actually applied? To get this out of the way right off the bat, I'm not going to dive into this one. The 10 subscriber special was supposed to be a bit. I don't know why that did the numbers though. I think it's either because of the Dragon Ball content or the boobs in the thumbnail. Also, I guess doing the numbers is relative, or perhaps this wasn't the best representation for the channel. But I digress. Let's start with this video, the first placeholder special. This video was aiming to be a Halloween special, but I missed that mark by a long shot. And for the moment, the usual content was supposed to be the classic media review, which is a bit of a stretch. Almost 50% of the videos on this channel are labeled special, right? So I'm sort of reaching here. But even so, with this all in mind, I'd say overall, yeah, I guess it's a good example, right? Under my own definition, but whatever, I don't care. Going through the motions here, the review is on this really good and underrated movie called Roadkill. It's about a big turkey. It's sort of fit into the theme of Thanksgiving, so the topic was on theme without diverging from the typical content. So that lays within the lines of being normal content with a theme. Covered that to death here. Although, what does clash is the setting of the movie being in Ireland, but that ain't my fault. Also, I kept calling the Cliffbillies the NRA when I meant to be calling them the IRA. Might have been for the best, honestly. So, compared to both the Eel review and the 10 sub special, this stands out to be a holiday special, and, by the way, that video got copyright striked and isn't monetizable. Eat whole! That video probably gave that stupid movie more traffic than it ever thought possible. And that's saying a whole lot. Baby rage aside, there's a good lesson in there. YouTube doesn't care to check every video by hand. But this channel isn't monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter. Although, I still plan on doing more videos like these. Not only on television and movies, but maybe even music and video games. If I ever get monetized and end up doing videos like this, I'll probably just take the L. What are we talking about? Now for the newest video on the channel. This video was genuinely special. Diverging from my normal content into a somewhat more educational video, although the theme transferred from New Year's to a video just generally about snakes pretty quickly. There's no media and review in this video. It's a complete divergence from everything I had uploaded so far. What's more likely to happen is not a pivot to videos like this, but an increase in similar videos. Even if they don't do the numbers as well. For the time being, I can only assume. What this video has done for me is finally given me my very first hater. Huge news! I'll still take this to heart, but I do ask the rest of you to go find out for yourselves. I know you haven't seen it yet, I have the numbers. Or, like I keep saying, don't. I'm kind of just making things for fun. Whether or not you watch them isn't something I aim to control. Only control for better content quality. This video is only as special as it is for now. Eventually, with more content formatted like this, then it'll fall back to the category of a theme, no longer being a split from the general content, just the average product with a seasonal flavor on it. So, although it will still be special in the future, right now it's extra special. Does that make any sense? Tell me in the comments if you made it this far. All in all, specials, much like all content on YouTube, is whatever you say it is. Does slapping a really cool buckle hat and releasing a video in November really make a video special? I don't know. I guess so. I mean, it came out of my mouth, so it must be. More likely, it's a way to capitalize on current events and seasons to stay relevant in current era. Or just to also try to celebrate a holiday or an achievement. Does it matter at the end of the day? Perhaps just being able to see the next day alive is all special in its own. Maybe every moment is special just by its modernity. Each of you are all special compared to each person just around you. Or, I don't know, I make YouTube videos. Shout out to you for all watching this really cool and educational and smart videos. I really appreciate it, and don't forget to like or subscribe or comment or whatever the hell else you can do on this platform. I've been Placeholder, and you've been wonderful. Good night, everybody. Radio. Holiday and travel specials. Radio? Who wrote this?